Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the M2 MacBook Air is finally here. And I'm not one of those fancy YouTubers who had it 2 weeks early, been testing it out. Yeah, I don't have it. But I want to give credit where it's due. I'm seeing so many amazing creators pouring their heart out into some of these videos. Yes, we have the Tave 2Ds, the iJustines, you guys already know them, but we gotta look at the other tech creators. Nikias Molina, one of the best tech intros ever, introducing the M2 MacBook Air. It literally looks like an Apple commercial. So many other creators out there who is just doing it big. Unfortunately, I'm not on that Apple list of getting products early, but I'm gonna get it tomorrow, just like everybody else. And of course, I'm gonna be doing my testing, the color comparisons. You guys already know me. I picked up all the colors. So Midnight, Starlight, Space Gray, Silver, just to help you guys decide on which color you should go with. And of course, I'm gonna be doing my testing, comparing it to the M1 MacBook Air. This is a fantastic machine. And I still use it to this day, and I actually updated this to macOS Ventura is on the public beta. But all in all, the star of this video, unfortunately, is the M2 MacBook Pro. So all the YouTubers, they walking around with a flashy new M2 MacBook Air, and I'm just a peasant with the M2 MacBook Pro right now in the time of this recording, but that's going to change tomorrow, of course. But I've been using this machine for about 2 weeks now, and the MacBook Pro M2, it's a weird one. I've been flip-flopping, I've been using it from time to time, but I always find myself going right back into the M1 Max. Literally, the M1 Max wipes the floor on the M2. If you plan on buying any MacBook for content creation, video creation, Photoshop, illustration, you might want to pick up the MacBook Pro 14-inch or 16-inch. The 13-inch MacBook Pro M2 is just not it. You're way better off getting the MacBook Air M2. It not only is cheaper, you get the newer design, a better webcam, you get a bigger screen, you get a MagSafe, just the list goes on and on. The M2 MacBook Pro, it's a blast from the past. This design debuted back in 2016, and you do have that touch bar, which is classic now. You know, some people love the touch bar, some people hated it, can't stand it. But for me, I never really cared about the touch bar, to be honest. I always find myself mastering the shortcuts. It's always faster to do that than fooling around with the touch bar. But all in all, the power of the M2 is good for the basic end user. So if you would like to surf the web, check for emails, maybe some minor TikToks, 1080p videos that you're going to be editing, that's perfectly fine. But me, I'm editing 4K, 422, 10-bit, sometimes 60 frames per second, and most of the time 30 frames per second like this video. The M2 struggles. When I'm making my TikToks or my YouTube Shorts or IG Reels, the M2 is going to treat you just fine. But if you want to take it to a whole nother level, the M1 Max or the M1 Pro is going to treat you perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell my M2 MacBook Pro. To be honest, I don't even know why I brought it. I really just brought it to make a video out of it, make some content. But other than that, I just don't see the need of it. Maybe the only reason I would probably keep this is for a souvenir, because this is a very iconic MacBook Pro design. Because when you look at this design, you just look at like, oh yeah, this was the worst MacBook. This is the MacBook that introduced the butterfly keyboard, the touch bar, the removal of the glowing Apple logo. I wish Apple would have brought back the glowing Apple logo on the M2 Air. That would have been sick, absolutely sick. Now the M2 Air is going to perform pretty much identical. And out of all the videos I watched and everything like that, seeing the benchmarks, very similar scores. So you're not missing out. You're not really getting a main pro benefit of going with the M2 versus the M2 Air. It's literally the same exact processor, same exact design, but new processor. But with the M2 Air, new everything, new internals, and new body, most importantly. And not only that, the M2 Pro costs $100 more. So you're way better off getting the M2 Air. And more than anything, this is aimed towards students. You know, you're not looking forward to spending $2,000 on the Pro, but you want something that's powerful enough, something that's going to be reliable for the whole entire semester, or not even a semester, for your whole entire college journey or your high school journey. The MacBook Air M2 is going to last for a long time, and And to be able to have the M2, which is going to be 18, I believe is 18% faster than the M1. Yeah, you're going to definitely, the M2 is definitely going to last you for years to come. And it's not to say that the M1 is bad. I absolutely love the M1 Air. This is one of my favorite computers of all time. But once I get the M2 Air, I'm going to be compared it to the M2. I am disappointed that the M2 chip, it doesn't support multiple external monitors. You can only hook up one. It's not a deal breaker because you can always open up your MacBook and have your external monitor, so you kind of have two screens like that. But me, I'm overkill. I'm overkill galore. So I want to be able to have all the screens hooked up into one machine. And I want to end out on this note. When Apple released the M1 chip, it completely took over the tech industry. People were blown away of the performance of the M1, and they kept on raising the boundary further and further and further. And I'm curious to see how further the M2 can go. Like, there's going to be a better chip than the M1 Max or the M1 Ultra. You're going to have the M2 Ultra. I'm just curious to see the progression of Apple Silicon. It's just been wonderful. Literally taking a poop on Intel Macs. And if you have an Intel MacBook, the M2, you're going to notice a difference immediately. You're going to notice the difference, the efficiency. It's going to be a day and night difference if you're coming from an Intel based Mac. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this one helpful or interesting. If it did, I appreciate it with a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think, and be sure to click on that beautiful red subscribe button. Help me reach the 200,000 subscribers. I just feel like I've been saying this for months now, but we could do it. We could do it. We're getting close. We could do it.